All right, here we are on level 3. So let's take a look. Notice here, I still have, in each of these equations, I still have something that's being squared or square rooted. Okay. Now, when I'm trying to get the variable by itself, I have to undo one step at a time, right? So like here, for example, in order to get x by itself, I need to get rid of this minus 10, I need to get rid of this minus 5, I also need to get rid of the square root sign. So you might think, oh, I have a square root, I'm gonna square. The thing is you can only square when you have only that. Like look right here, see I had only something squared and then I square rooted. Here for this one, I had only something square rooted and then I squared it. Okay, so this actually has to be by itself on one side of the equation before I can square it. So I need to get rid of this minus 10 first. So watch, I'm going to get rid of it. What's the opposite of minus 10? I'm going to do plus 10. Okay, so I'm going to bring down square root of x minus 5 equals negative 8 plus 10. That's the same as 10 minus 8, and that's 2. Okay, now this is just like what we did in level 2. So now I have something that's being square rooted. I'm going to do the inverse of square root, right, is squared. So now I can square both sides. So the square root and squared cancel, and I'm left with x minus 5 equals 2 squared is 2 times 2. That's 4. Add 5 to both sides, and I'm done. X equals 9. Okay, let's take a look here. Here I have something squared. I can't square root this until it's by itself. Right now I have that minus 20, so I'm going to do plus 20. I have x plus 3 squared equals 5 plus 20 is 25. Okay, now I have something squared, so I'm going to square root. So I get, right, square root and squared cancel, so I'm going to have x plus 3 equals. This is the square root of 25. So remember, that's either plus or minus 5. This is a situation where I have two separate equations. X plus 3 could equal negative 5, or x plus 3 could equal positive 5. Okay, so let's solve for x in both situations. 5 negatives, 3 more negatives is negative 8. And 5 minus 3 is 2. So I get x equals negative 8, comma 2. Let's take a look here. Here I actually just have x squared, but I can't square root it until that piece is by itself. So I'm going to add 17. 28 plus 17 is, let's see, right, you just do it like this. 8 plus 7 is 15. And then 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. Okay, then I'm going to divide by 5. Notice I'm still getting the piece that's squared by itself. And what I end up having is actually a level 1 equation. But this is something squared, so I square root. And I get x equals plus or minus 3. All right, last example. The code word for this one is dog. Okay, the audio code for this one is dog. I'm going to add 7 to both sides. Now look, I want to point out, look, negative 5 plus 7 is 2. It's positive 2. Let's say I ended up getting, for like example right here, let's say this was a negative 25 right here. As soon as I realized, oh, I have to square root a negative number, that would have been no solution right there. Okay, now I don't have any examples that are no solution, but remember, if you ever have to square root a negative, right away, you're done with the problem. It's no solution. Okay, look, I just got rid of the 7 right here. I'm bringing down square root of x plus 4 over 2. Okay, I still don't have this square root part. It's still not by itself. This is divided by 2, so I'm going to multiply by 2. I get square root of x plus 4 equals 2 times 2 is 4. Now, x plus 4 is by itself being square rooted, so I can go ahead and square on both sides. X plus 4 equals 4 squared is 16. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and get x by itself, and I am done.